Once again, it's King with House and Knock. We're working this E66 BMW. That beautiful one right there. So as you remember in the last video, the automatic trunk wasn't working. We pulled everything apart and diagnosed that the rear springs were shot. And the hydraulic cylinder here, which normally bolts right above these trays, was leaking. So we ordered a new cylinder, which comes with the lines. We ordered new springs, which are right here. And we're going to install them. So the springs, pull them out. There's two of them. They're not identical. One has a bracket on the bottom. The one with the bracket on the bottom goes on the driver's side. The reason that goes on the driver's side is because that hole at the back of the bracket is for this pin in the hydraulic cylinder right there. So that pin will actually lift the trunk when you push the button to lift the trunk. The one without the bracket will go on the passenger side. Spring side faces in. The plastic shield cover faces out of the trunk. So very simple to install. These have spring clips on them. So all you have to do is press them onto these ball sockets in the back. You can see right there, there's a ball socket back there. There's one on each side of the trunk. There's one right there, and then the other ones are behind this bracket and behind this bracket, which is actually the bracket for the trunk, which attaches to that. So that's how the trunk goes up and down. We're going to replace those springs. Never replace your cylinder without replacing your springs, because if your springs are bad, there's a shock inside here. If it is bad, it's not going to give enough pressure to push up on the trunk, and it's going to cause the cylinder to blow out, those little O-ring seals in there. So you always replace them together. When you get the new cylinder, it comes like this. It'll come with the fluid, enough fluid to fill it back up. It'll come with the O-rings for the pump. It'll come with the seals. There's copper crush washers for the lines, and of course the lines are included. Everything here included. Crush washers already on that side. Yeah, so it's an easy fix. Just make sure you get them all together. This cylinder normally snaps on, I don't know if you can see it, all these clips. So there's clips going all the way around the trunk, here, here, and this line goes all the way around. I only took it halfway out. I stopped over here, so it's clipped in right here. I stopped over here, so we'll just have to take it out from around the back. And then the pump, which is down here, that we have to refill and prime and get all the air out, it mounts right here on these mounts. So those lines will run here and go behind this, and then drop down and around the trunk and mount on that side. So very simple. These, sometimes you have to use a little screwdriver, pull this out. This is just a spring. All you do is pull it forward just a little bit to be able to snap it over those ball sockets, and it's in place. That's all you need. Sometimes you can just push them on. I can't do it with one hand, so give me a minute. I'll snap them in and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So, and just like that, the springs are snapped in place. That's one. That's two. So that's them snapped in place. Driver's side, you can see on the back there the edge of the bracket right here. So that's the bracket. That bracket is going to attach to this pin, like we said, and then this side has another ball socket here, which will attach to that ball right there. And then here you can see there's the passenger one, and it attaches right there on the back side. So springs are in. Next thing to do is replace this cylinder, get our lines ran, and then fill up the pump and start priming it. As you can see now, with a healthy set of springs, there's nothing needed to hold the trunk up. The springs will push the trunk up itself. so you can close it and the springs will lift it. That's what they're for. That's what the shocks are for. It's pretty much an assist for that cylinder to take the pressure off, so those little small O-rings on it don't blow out. So let's unbox this. Sorry, I got a lot of stuff going on in this garage, so a lot of projects. So my garage is a mess. This one here, that Toyota there, and then our 10-second BMW build right here, which is coming soon. This one's about to get broken down here in a day or so, and that'll also be filmed. This is a V8 twin turbo. This is going to be a very, very fun build. Very fun build. You can see the turbos right there, sit in the center of the engine. This is a hot V setup. BMW, Mercedes both use this setup, so we're going to be doing a lot of things to this car. So that'll be coming soon. So back to the older BMW, the grandfather. So this is our lines, this is our cylinder. First things first, we'll let the lines roll out. We'll take the cylinder, and the first thing we're going to do, get this oriented right, this is going to snap into this ball socket here. It's going to lay just like this, and we're going to attach this front side to our bracket there. And then we're going to run our hoses where they're all neat and out of the way, and then we'll be back. Just want to show y'all real quick how this clip works. There's a clip here, and let me open it. So it's a very secure clip. Let me see if I can get my camera focused right with one hand. So what it is this holds on to the body there to keep it from sliding out. All you do is open it and then slide the clip out. That allows you to slide the bracket in between. Then you push this clip back in and then snap it back on the body, and it's secured. It can't come out anywhere. So we've already secured ours here. It's already secured to the bracket. Our next step, so here we go. That's everything back installed. There's your springs. There's your hydraulic cylinder. It's locked in. There's your lines coming down, all clipped in. Going all the way back around to here. They go around, and then you see them pop back up right here, and then to the cylinder. I've already bled the cylinder. I've already hooked up all the lines underneath. There's the two lines right there, and I've already bled it. So haven't hooked the battery back up. So once I get the trunk, or once I get the battery hooked back up, I'll go ahead and test it and make sure everything works. I can tell that the springs work because the trunk goes up on its own. I can see the hydraulic cylinder pumping fluid back and forth as I push it up and down. I don't see any leaks anywhere, so I think we're all good. So I'm gonna start buttoning this back up, but first I'm gonna hook the battery up, test it, and make sure everything's right, and I think we'll all be 100% okay. Here's the old cylinder taken out. We reused a factory pump, as long as the pump's not messed up. His wasn't. So yep, start buttoning this back up. Oh, here we go. That side buttoned up. Got the splash tray, drip tray right there. Got the amps put back up, springs in. This side I gotta put the drip tray up, it's right there. I'm just testing it, got the pump mounted. Got it filled up. It's got a little overfill because there's air in the line, so I'm gonna run it up and down a few times and get all the air out the line before I drain it down. So let's test it, make sure it works. Here we go. It's gonna be a little noisy till that air gets out of there. There we are, in working order. Keep pumping it till all the air gets out, until the pump quiets down. See the fluid levels dropping a little bit, and we'll be in business. And that's it. Trunk finished. Just gonna button up and put all the interior panels back, put the spare tire back, and we're done with this project.